oh, so I'm intervening with an abusive parent figure. I'm going to shoot them. It's problem solved.
That is
But
a
then you
solution
make
to the
them stay
problem.
on the stage and you're like,
Oh, no.
so you did that. Now
you're gonna
we're
have to
gonna
clean
see-
it up.
Now what happens next?
Let's see how close you paid attention to American Psycho.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Did you put down a sheet first? No.
Yeah.
Start again.
Where is your bromic acid?
Yeah.
Remember,
Do you have
it will
Huey
eat
Lewis
through
queued
the...
up?
Yeah.
It will
Do
eat
you
through the
even have a
bathtub and the
favorite?
floor.
What was? Oh God, what does he
You
say
have to have
before
the
he
right kind
kills
of
that guy?
plastic.
If we can all remember, the goal of this workshop is to learn how to dispose of bodies properly.
Yeah.
I was about to say, we all know
HDPE.
way too much about disposing of bodies.
Yeah.
Improv group shut down for teaching people how to murder.
One word, pigs. That's all you need.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Nick. I love the phrase magic intervention.
Yeah, magic intervention.
Try to get a reservation at Dorsia now.
I would simply yeah, it's very Boalian.
I would simply not get cornered by the cops about the series of mass disappearances.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
good. You
fancy
solved the
apartment.
like central problem that
I would
we're
simply have
actually
a
trying
healthy
to
family.
simply not be alcoholic. Good,
Yeah.
cool.
I would be in a higher socioeconomic class.
Oh,
Problem solved.
good.
Have you tried not being depressed?
Yeah, that one too. I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah, just
Yeah.
exercise. Just get out
Right.
of that. Like, put on clothes, get motivated to go outside, choose what kind of exercise to do, and then just do it.
you know what you should do? Make a to-do list.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, break your problems down into smaller problems.
Yeah.
Now I have more
of them.
problems.
Now I have more problems.
Oh my God, they multiplied.
That's all real good advice. for people.
Some people use task decomposition to handle their problems. Now they have 2N problems.
Two problems.
Oh my
Some people use body decomposition, right? That's the other.
I had
Now
to
they have
start
no
in a
problems.
PE.
I had to start in a sauna to track my problems.
Oh,
man.
And now I have more problems.
no, now my asana is my
Is
problem.
it- that's another problem. Kind of
Now I have to t-shirt size my problems.
The good thing is I can delegate my problems now.
The pigs refuse to eat the asana.
My imposter syndrome is now your problem. I've delegated it.
That's the velocity of my problems right now.
Good, nice use of the Eisenhower matrix.
I made a racy matrix for my problems, but it's all just me. So
Responsible.
Oh no.
I don't understand why making friends is so hard. Just because every time I do, I delegate them some of my problems.
I told everyone about
core
the-
skill sets: disposing of bodies, complaining about problem solving.
Assuming we're still not streaming, I told
We are
people-
streaming.
Okay, I'm just not gonna say anything.
Tell us an
Hey,
imaginary
internet.
story about a situation that didn't happen.
Yeah, good time. Little yellow line that shows up when I talk. There we go. I don't want that on the stream or in real life. I think I have everything updated, so we'll see if the stream decides to
Crash
crash or
the
not.
We are
today.
streaming,
Boom.
but for how
For
long?
how long?
There. At any moment, we can start smack talking things.
Can't wait till
And
our
go.
next break where we can start shit talking again. Y'all, you have to join our Patreon to be on the off-stream
no.
conversation.
We need like a betting pool of like, how long till the first crash? I'm going for
Yeah.
5 minutes. I'm going for 7.
I let it run for a few hours. I like update everything and let it run for a few hours. So I think it's good. Restarted. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Immediate crash.
It's like how
Ben's back. Look at
it's
that.
like how what is it? Is it quantum science? What's the branch of science where things are changed by observation?
Yeah, the Heisenberg principle.
Quantum physics.
Quantum.
Same thing with a stream. Runs fine as long as no one's watching it.
Yeah, just don't watch.
Or no one's
Nobody
streaming on
watch.
it. Yeah, as long as nobody's on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Once we add people to it.
In software development, we talk about highs and bugs, which are
Yep.
bugs that disappear from software as soon as you bring
Those are
someone over to
bugs.
look at it so that you can help you debug it.
Oh, I love it.
I have as a JavaScript developer, had legitimate bugs that went away when you added a console log. Because it would like coerce the variable into the right thing. So it's like, oh, if I don't have a debug statement, it breaks every time. As soon as I put a debug statement, everything starts working.
Oh,
Because
son
the
of a
debug statement
bitch.
is
Quick statement in
changing.
there.
Yeah,
The
that's.
worst.
I hope never to have a programming job again.
Oh, man.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Please hire me.
I still feel bitter about spending an entire weekend in college debugging something that came down to one asterisk in the wrong place and like a massive
Oh.
code base.
Depends what language. C, that's understandable.
Yeah, yes.
Yep.
C++,
Yep.
if I remember.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That works.
And it
That's,
was
that checks
a
out.
low-level graphics library I'd made because I
Yeah.
rule my own for computer graphics class.
If it was just like a multiplication, that's different.
If it's a memory reference, then
Valid.
I just love how
Um,
Mark has kind of swung to the other. He's like, Mark Major used to teach advanced programming. Now he works with wood in the
Yeah.
backyard.
Oh, if I could get paid the
The
same. to do-
biologist to bakery pipeline is pretty.
It's
That's real. That's real.
Like most of the people who I used to go to grad school with are like, yeah, I'm a pastry chef now. I'm
There-
so much happier.
Yeah.
There's a pastry chef I follow who used to be a neuroscience researcher.
Yep, that
Mhm.
pipeline's
Like-
strong.
But I remember in grad school, that was always the thing about like, like it's nice to think, but wouldn't it be nice if you just had one thing you could point at in life?
What if you
So
like
you would say,
made
"I
a
did
thing and you
that."
could see it?
Yeah. Like, here's the
What if-
thing I made. You don't
Yeah.
have to go. It's not behind a paywall.
What if
I'm
this
just gonna
thing actually
keep
helped
making
someone?
these over and over again.
Yeah.
Nobody could
nice.
eat my dissertation.
I mean, they could if you printed it out. And
So like there's the movie where some crisis is afflicting the country and only the top scientists can solve it, but they are all now working as pastry chefs. And so
Yep.
we have to go around and get the band back
Yeah.
together.
We got to get the lab. We got to get the lab back together.
Gotta get the lab back together.
I think we now need to print Nick's dissertation out and put
great.
it on a cake
There we
so
go.
we can eat
can
it.
eat
Oh
We'll do-
yeah, people do
We'll
that
do
with
that for
their
the
papers.
dissertation. Yeah. Do that for the
People like
dissertation
make
part.
blankets of their papers or cakes of their papers. Maybe I should get
Oh.
a dissertation paper.
Yeah.
Cake.
Or a mask. Paper mache.
That sounds
Speaking
so
of
fun.
masks.
Oh yes, here we are.
Oh, yeah. Different game. We have verses in this
Different
game.
We have
Totally
verses
different
in this-
thing.
That's right.
Completely different mechanic.
And Ben is back. What happened last time?
You know what I really what
much.
amazed me is like we never did at any point address like where Zeph was last episode. Zeph was just
no,
gone. We never
like
put
chilling.
forth any explanation as to like Zeph's off doing this.
Yeah.
We don't have to retcon anything you're saying.
Hanging out.
Like, there's no-
I think at one
Yeah.
point I was like, "Oh yeah, Zeph says this." Like, cool, yeah. Or Zeph's just like,
Oh, and by
Goes
the way,
along
as
with the
as
plan.
per usual, Ben, Mark did award you one XP just
Yes.
for
Okay.
to-
How many?
just,
How many?
your
How many verses did I
non-participation
use
XP. What happened last time? Great question. You got your new assignment for Welcoming's Vigil. For the what's it called? The Sleepless Warden. You you did the first question for the floating market and decided that the godflesh bites are the most serious danger of all the dangerous things in the market. So
Now
we
it's
got that.
Hugh. Hugh is the
Now
most
it's Hugh is the most dangerous thing.
I love how the AI summary just totally overlooked the awesome thing I did to save
That's
Ren's
right.
life.
Yeah, ran all by themselves, went across the river completely
Everything
safely.
went fine. The water's
dropped
fine,
off-
everybody. Let's go
dropped
to
off
how
a
it
the
little
also
bag of
assumed-
meat.
How it also assumed Ren was he.
Mhm.
It's like Ren jumps in the ocean, then he found this, and then he put the bones between the things.
The thing was
AI
like
has
Hen
gender
Stimpy,
confusion.
or yeah, stuck Lucas's body parts in between the stones of a wall. This house looks like it was not made of driftwood, but was a house that turned into driftwood somehow. So there's probably some god shenanigans going on there. There was
God,
a
shenanigans.
giant swan that you wisely left alone. The river goddess there. And then had a little chat. Oh yeah, I think it was Hugh wrote with his magic ink to make our friend, what's their name at the
Oh yeah,
Star Wars gang.
Mog
my buddy,
Squamous.
Mog Squamous.
Mog Squamous
Yeah.
is and always has been an old friend of Sebastian.
What species is Mog Squamous in the Star Wars universe?
Rhodian, I think.
Sounds scans.
Oh, I thought it would be like that guy, whoever was the chef.
Oh God, what?
Dexter
what is
Jettster?
he?
Dexter, yeah.
Yeah.
Over at the diner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dexter's
Which-
Diner.
Diner.
I only know because of the podcast. That
Yes,
possibly
same here.
references it.
Oh, he's a basilisk. Oh my
The
God.
Basilisk.
I don't even know who
That-
you're talking about.
He just gave up on naming
Dexter,
things.
Dexter Jettster. He owned like the 1950s diner in I think it was Revenge of the Sith. Or,
Oh,
episode
I,
One of
two,
the
I
bad
think.
ones.
I think I've wiped those from my memory.
Yeah,
Wise,
I cannot wipe Dexter Jettster on my memory, unfortunately. But good thing he doesn't like turn people into stone when he looks at them. It's great.
Yeah, right. Not that kind of
Um,
basilisk.
It's a basilisk.
Oh,
Very
basilisk.
different. Yeah.
Just like jizz, very different. from
They
jazz.
probably just like looked in the
Basilisk.
D&D monster manual and were like,
Like,
I don't know. I'm
one of
running out
those. Change a
species
letter.
names.
Done.
Yeah,
Double
Yeah,
another
totally.
letter.
This
Next,
is a
let's do
this is
pod
a
racing.
this is a Dregon. Not, it's not a dragon. It's totally
Dargan.
different.
I love how the entire like Star Wars fandom page for this only talks about things in universe, so I can't figure out which movie anything happens.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh yeah, and so you went to talk to Gleep Shido, whatever his name is, Mog Squamous, and
But on the
On-
way,
on the way ran across some
yeah, we did not make
just side color background stuff where two people were arguing over a purchase, and that turned out with Ren buying a bag of fear flesh, kind of. Yeah, it's great, good
Yeah.
time. So you got a
That's
bag of
because everyone knows
nightmares.
you do all the side quests before you hit the main quest. That's how it works.
not even a side quest.
It is now, or it was, and we completed it.
I think you're in the middle of it.
no.
We started it.
Speaking of quests, assignments, you still have the Dusk Mother going. You answer the first question, which opens the second two, so you can answer complexity 4. How is the angel bound to the skeleton family? That will let you weaken it, drive it away, or destroy it. Or a complexity 6. What purpose drives the angel? Let you resolve it by showing us something else it can protect, and you get a special move. So you're doing that one, I assume.
All right, gang, let's close all the assignments this session.
All right,
Done,
let's
done,
do it.
done.
Floating market, you've determined the most serious danger, the god flesh bites.
Stop
so you're
eating those, you.
open questions. We can't answer this if you keep eating it. Open questions are how can the
Eating the
product be
clues.
neutralized? That's complexity 4. That'll let you resolve it by destroying or severing any divine influence from the product, so it no longer presents a threat. You have a complexity 6 question. How can the custodians take advantage of the opportunities the market presents?
right,
Resolve the
franchise.
assignment by negotiating an exclusive arrangement with a product vendor, so they will not endanger the public, and that gets you the ability to return to the floating market whenever you want. Oh, I looked back at the episode before last. The invitation that you got to return to the market was one given to Ren by Salesa. That's who it was. He was like,
Hmm.
remember, go look for these books by this guy to learn more about these creepy paintings. If you do that, come back. Here's a thing.
Oh yeah.
None of that sounds remotely familiar.
Yeah,
I was in a
it
fugue
happened.
state at the time, I guess.
Definitely happened. The name was Lightner. You're looking for Lightner books.
And I have
which
no
you'll-
memory retention for our
which you'll find in
sessions.
a different podcast.
Wow, I did not pay attention.
There was a week gap, so there's a lot of forgetting. And the new assignment, the Sleepless Warden. That's a newly reactivated battle saint in a quaint historic town that has a historic preservation society that is quite cross about the whole situation. Questions and opportunities there are complexity 2. Has the warden been awakened intentionally or accidentally? That'll let you unlock the appropriate question. If it was awakened intentionally, how can it be pacified? Or if it was awakened accidentally, what new purpose could it serve? So those are cool. So that's all you stuff.
Oh.
When we last left our heroes, we were heading back to the God Flash Bites. It's afternoon-ish at the floating market. It's pretty, I wouldn't say bustling, but it's got some customers going on. Zeph, is there anything you wanted to kind of insert or do since you weren't here last time? Or do you want to go along with the gang?
Yeah, I think just go along with the gang.
Zeph comes back like, hey guys, by the way, while you were gone, I solved the Dusk Mother. Oh, cool.
It's just you just see me like, you know, like you drive up and I'm just yelling at someone like, it's ironic. It's,
Do you want a bag of fear?
Yeah, don't look in the bag. Yeah, Ren has a canvas sack. That
Different
But
sack.
I'm no longer
Yeah.
carrying around a corpse.
yeah, this one just screams
Wait.
when you look into it.
so when you put that corpse, did you uncheck that?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh,
What's
do I
your-
get to uncheck
what's
the
your-
fate?
Oh yeah, you were told to. I don't know if you did or not.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa, I
Shots fired.
did.
There you
But not
go.
because you told me to.
Because you wanted to.
Because I wanted to.
Because I thought it would be fun.
Okay, so
I love my room. I'll go to my room.
we need 3 more clues before we can try to complete floating market.
Well, you can try it with 3 clues.
Well,
It's just gonna be a -3.
I mean, it's true. We can
You can
do
try
what we
anytime you want.
And then I'll take a condition to.
Yeah, then everyone
Or-
take a verse, and we're all good.
Or
very
we
good.
could journey and try to get some mother clues or some sleepy
It's a road
warden
trip show.
clues.
I feel like Sebastian wants to talk to his old friend. Though,
That's
surely.
true. That's
Yeah.
what we were doing.
Yeah,
And,
and Hugh also wants Sebastian to talk to his old friend.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we need
Although-
our questions.
Oh yeah, I already reset.
Oh yeah. Make sure
I reset mine
Thank you for
already.
reminding me.
Oh yeah.
Beginning of session. Reset.
I'm gonna
your
take I'm gonna
questions if
take
you
this
have
moment
not.
to also take a look at everyone else's questions so that I can be
Hmm.
less individualistic and
Hmm.
helpful, like I said last time. A thing that I remember
Hey.
and will immediately forget.
Oh, there is a certain amusement to me that Ewan uses his new power to create Mog, and we're like, yeah, we don't need to talk to Mog. Let's go somewhere else.
He's a very silly man.
I hate Mog. I don't want to go see that fucker.
I look at
But-
my dwindling supply of ink.
And then Sebastian went and talked to Mog.
And everybody thought Hugh was cool. He was awesome ideas.
Before we go, though, I kind of feel like maybe this is dumb and getting too metagamey, but I feel like I need to know what we're angling to. Like, okay, so if we're going for the 6th solution of like trying to make an exclusive deal with them of how they use God bites or whatever, I sort of feel like we need a road. Like what? I'm just
Well,
trying to think of like
the-
what are we trying to accomplish here? You know what?
And I
do
think
we
that's where
want
the
to
question
happen?
comes. Like the question you're answering is how can you take advantage of the opportunities? that
Oh,
are-
so yeah. So when we
Yeah.
spin the clues,
yeah,
we answer that question.
yeah, and then you act on it.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Good
yeah.
point. Good point. Thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to, I'm 75% sure you've already talked about this just a few minutes ago. So the God bites are the serious danger.
Yes,
Yes.
because you decided that
We
if
decided-
it is
yeah.
not resolved, then like they'll start taking over and more people. will
Well, yeah, we
be
decided it was like
wanting
because
them and-
because
yeah,
they're
so
so
it's-
kind of innocuous. It just seems like, oh, this yummy food. There'd be something that real, and we noticed how much Hugh got super addicted real quick, and we're like, oh
Mhm.
man, if that spreads like that,
Yeah.
that could spread quickly like a virus, where
Mhm.
suddenly like
Beef nuggets.
everybody
Yeah.
is
We also
craving God bites all the time.
Thought that they made you into a saint.
Yeah, or if you eat enough of them, it might
Possibly,
That
yeah.
corrupt
sounds
you
like
into
the-
a stain.
That doesn't sound right, Hugh.
Part,
says.
it sounds
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Dumping another
And
into
Totally
his
normal, totally fine.
Or
and-
perhaps they just make you more awesome, says Hugh.
the vendors are getting the God bites through Carl.
Who knows?
Or okay,
They just get them.
but there's kind of an anti-God vibe to the market.
I
Or
think
like a-
Carl's there, like just in case a saint comes along and tries to cause trouble, or maybe like that part was never really explicitly said, or like maybe he just got it and like it's just cool.
Maybe they have a saint problem.
Yeah, they could have a same problem. He's just like, look at this fucking club I got. Maybe he's an ex. Maybe he. Oh, yeah. I mean, he could be a follower of the beast as well. But
Okay, so to the
We don't
Mos
know, who
Eisley
knows?
Cantina to talk to
Yeah.
Mog Squeebly.
Mog
His name.
Fisto.
Mog
Mog Squamus.
Ichuta Sebastian Ward.
Get you a Chris Baren. Yeah, so you head up to the Salt and Smoke, passing by all sorts of other weird stuff that you will not engage with because you're driven.
No, we have to get to the God Vice place.
Why does
Mark knows
Mark
better.
feel the
Mark-
need to narrate the beginning of this?
I think Mark
you
has learned
pass
better.
by-
Don't describe anything or they will
Pass by
interact
sea
with it.
supplications that has all sorts of nice tchotchkes. Revel among ruins also
Ooh.
had like you went. Who was there before? Hugh went there before and talked to Cat's Happy Feet, and I think got ejected for some reason. I don't remember exactly why.
Started a
but
fight about a shovel,
Started a fight about a shovel. That's right.
and then back to the hell.
If you describe it, we will interact.
Guddle and Croak, the Pox monks. There was Jones and Company, Theological Containment and Dissolution Services, with the ex-custodian, with the Magic Disappearing Crate, and a Relics Reborn, Mr. Salace's barge of all sorts of stuff. But passing all those, you get to Salt and Smoke Floating Grill. Today, there's not broth stewing.
Ooh,
Mog's got the grill fired up.
yay!
And
So
has a
Mog
couple-
is not in the records section, right?
I didn't put him there, but you're welcome to.
I was gonna say, isn't that what the people inside characters section is for here?
Yeah. Mog Squamus, a chef. Mog's got a stained apron. He has lank and thinning hair, a greasy odor, and a toothy grin.
Fun.
Just putting it in there
Oh,
'cause I
she.
cannot apparently
Mog is
ever
a she.
remember his name or her name. Sorry.
And she has a bunch of like jingly wards and charms hanging from all over and all over the ship. Yeah, just to keep stuff cool. Mog's got a big grill. You don't remember like this is like a barbecue, like a park, like a public park barbecue grill, kind of laid out in the middle of the boat there. And just has a whole bunch of skewers going with various bits of charred, sizzling, crackling bits and pieces on them. Hugh, your mouth immediately starts watering, of
Well, yeah.
course, because they are delicious and nutritious, not at all suspicious. And Mog approaches Hugh immediately, and she's just like, "My favorite customer. What can I do you for
My
today?"
favorite restaurant. Yeah, and just like
We've got a fresh batch on the grill, so step on up. You brought your friends, I see.
oh yeah. Yeah. Just I'll take one of whatever's on the grill here.
I
Oh.
don't know that that's a good idea, Hugh.
No, does anyone recognize anyone at this point?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh
know.
yeah, that's right. Bastion and yeah, when Bastion says that, Mog's like, "Sir Bastion, it's been so long," and she just like runs up to you and like goes in for a big old bear hug. Little charms and words.
Mog Squamus. How did you end up here? You
Well-
were one of the best directors I ever worked with.
Well, directing doesn't really pay that well, so I got a line on
Oh,
I got a line on a few bits and pieces here from a mutual friend maybe, and decided that the best thing to do would be to head out on the river. And this collection of, some of them are great, but it's easy to blend in. Let's just say that.
Well, friend, perhaps you might be able to help us with a little dilemma we're having.
Oh, really? But first kebabs on me. Here, go ahead and take one.
No,
And
no, I can't.
Just
No,
one in your hand.
I really,
He kind of
really,
reaches over to take the kebab.
I'm trying to figure it out. We can't. We none of us can. It's we're on the job, you see. And,
Oh, what job are you?
and if we were to
Scout-
take
location
where's
scouting, or
it might be seen as a bribe if we were to take. Yes, Hugh. You
I
see, if we were to
stopped caring
take
for flesh.
food,
while
when you
back.
say
it could be seen
bribe, she
as a bribe.
closes up a little bit.
Oh no.
Why would I give you a bribe?
No, look. Let me lay it out straight to you. All right, just between me and you, as old friends. We have been conscripted, I guess you might say, into service.
You're not working for Glottage, are you?
Are we? Is that who we're working for?
You're not. You're not. The
No, we're
Greater
not.
Glottage Police Force. Is
No,
a
no, no,
separate-
no.
Yeah, they're cops.
I don't know if our employer is better or worse than that, but no, not Glutch. We are working for biased. Shh, but listen,
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you don't know? It's a. We're sent out to investigate unsanctioned deities and religions and things.
Well, look, I have.
Hey, no.
Like she starts going for looks like a rope that might be attached to a pulley that might be attached to the grill.
I'm like, no, Mog, trust, you're not in danger, Mog. Not. Listen.
Look, I just got these this morning. I don't want to have to dump them. So if I need to dump them, you let me know now.
Let me complete the story. We don't really like our jobs that much.
That's true.
So
I
we-
kind of consider it not a job and
It's
just
true.
kind of float along.
it's kind of a thing we have to do. So we do our best to find workarounds where
Why we have to
possible.
do?
Yeah, well, it's we're each here for our own reasons. In things in our past led us here. You understand things in your past led you here, and
I do understand. Yes.
so listen. I'm not here to cause you any grief or any trouble. In fact, quite the opposite. If we can find a way to technically satisfy our employers in a way that also perhaps benefits you, that would definitely be our preference. So maybe if you could help us solve these things we're looking into, we could end up with an arrangement that would satisfy all parties when it's all said and done.
Well, I don't know what kind of pull your bureau or whatever has, but if you can keep the cops off our backs, that would be a great start. There's when you said bribe, I was worried. Part of the reason we have to keep moving around is not because we're afraid of getting arrested, but they cut into our profits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not the cops do, you're saying.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, that's not good. Well, I am definitely willing to bet that if we can solve this whole dilemma to our bureau's satisfaction, that I bet they would have the power to hopefully make you immune from the police or keep the police out of here. We can definitely put in a word and. But first things first, I'm putting cart before horse. Basically, I'm looking to investigate for some clues here. Is what I
Yeah.
my goal here. Like
Sounds like a presence thing you're doing here.
Yeah, I was gonna look back at the thing. Let me see. So we have just to remind myself exactly what's going on.
Oh, that's right. After you got the bag last time, a cop was trying to buy the bag for a sting operation.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
that's right.
But when
Yeah.
Ren got it, the vendor lost all memory of the customer and purchase. So that's cool.
So the Bureau report flatly states the nature of divinely afflicted wares being sold are not something that can be left to the Glottage police to handle alone. Given a surge of recent corruption investigations.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So the thing is, what you are, as I've witnessed with our friend Hugh here, the how do I put this? The delicacies that you are selling are
Godflesh?
yes, very addictive, shall we
I
say?
hope so.
And
I don't want people not to come back.
no, but we're such an appetite to spread too quickly, too virulently.
I'd have to franchise. Yeah.
Well, you would eventually quickly burn out your customer base.
Oh, there's a lot of people on the peninsula.
I think it may behoove you to. I have not sussed this out yet, but well, we don't know we don't know where they come from yet, right? Though that's still
No,
part of
you don't.
yeah. Do you get to choose? How much power do you have over your operation? Are you behooving to anyone else, or do you? Are you kind of a sole proprietor kind of thing happening here?
This sounds like a good place to make an investigation roll.
Mm.
Sounds like you're doing it with presence to me.
Yes, it does.
Do you want to improve that role in any way?
Don't know that I can, but let me take a
Oh my
little
God.
look. See.
Do I want to fix this dice roller screen? Wow.
I don't know. Do you?
Sure, I sure do, because right now you're just drawn all the way across.
Trying to figure out how to use the Stitch Root seedling to make this
I know. I was just
happen.
looking at that.
How does bunnies work?
I'm a bunny. I want some god flesh.
Most accurate depiction of a bunny.
I
That's
hunger.
close enough.
What if, yeah, I might be able to use a stitch root seedling.
Ooh. So the stitch root seedling is
I've got an idea for that. Yeah.
used for the splicing and stabilization of other plants. It will grow and
So-
become affixed to anything it's planted near.
It's like,
Without any problem.
do you have
Yeah,
the
no problems at
power
all.
to accept investors, partners?
Maybe. Let's roll and find out.
You see, I have a little something that I think might be able to expand your business, because you see right now, it's right there in the name, God Flesh Bites. You're ignoring an entire vegetarian market.
I think only Hugh calls them god flesh.
Oh, is that it? I thought that was their official name.
Salt and thyme. Salt
Salt
and smoke.
Well, that's
Salt
the
and smoke.
business, yeah. But don't they actually sell God
Oh
Flesh
yeah, no,
Bites?
yeah, she calls them Godflesh bites.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like-
it's pretty clear what they are.
From one of our other investigations,
Yeah.
I picked up this little very special seedling that's plant-based, that grows very rapidly, splices onto anything you put it on. I'm wondering if that might be able to expand to veggie-based bites with the same delicious, addictive flavors.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. So that'll give me an extra die, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I love that our
So
previous
it's-
roll is surprise back.
That's best 2 out of 3 plus 2. Is that correct? Is that what I'm doing here?
Best
Yeah.
2 out of 3 plus 2. That's right.
Yeah, all right. So that's 8 plus 2, 10.
There it is. Yeah, 10 will definitely do it. I didn't do the whole what are you afraid of, all that stuff, but it's okay.
Oh.
That's fine. Worked out okay. Worked out okay.
That's right.
Over next time.
Doesn't matter what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, it's all good.
Let's not talk about it.
Oh, this was an investigation roll. That's right.
Oh, that's true.
So
I'll check that off.
for you. So she kind of takes it and looks it over a bit. And yeah. Yeah, she looks it over and looks at the grill, kind of strokes her chin for a minute. It's like, I don't mean to be dismissive.
Sure.
So this is a plant.
I mean, as far as I know, I'm no botanist, but pretty sure it is. Kind of a living plant, sort of, in a way.
Most plants are.
Well, true, they are. Good point. Again, I'm not a botanist.
And that's not really what my clientele is. I mean, absolutely. Sides, sauces, stews. I can't serve just straight raw god flesh naturally.
Mhm.
I'd be happy to take it. God flesh sushi though. Oh wait, Trawlerman sushi. And I'll take it. I can definitely incorporate this into a dish. Probably not today, as I don't know if stitch root's good with barbecue. But
Well, I figured you'll probably have to experiment with it, see how to combine it with things, how it interacts
Exactly.
and grows with things.
as long as we're talking plants, I mean, gods themselves aren't really plant or animal. Sweet Jolly Crunch Tooth or the Jolly Green Giant or whatever his name is. Like the harvest gods are, as much plant as they are flesh. Neither really. Smaller gods, though, there's something. Who's holding the skewer?
Well, definitely, if anyone, it's gonna be Hugh.
Using this whole investigation as an excuse to eat.
Hugh, have you been eating the thing?
Almost certainly.
Yeah. And she just kind of like, her eyes go a little bit distant as she's talking to you. And you notice she has a like a turkey carving knife in her hand. And it's definitely there for the grill, right? To cut stuff up as she's kind of maneuvering it around.
That's good to hear.
And she says, thing you gotta understand.
To Hugh, she's saying this, or
To kind of like she's
to the
facing
middle distance.
Sebastian, but she's kind of just like a little bit unfocused and kind of just like addressing the world. And she says, the thing you have to understand about a god made flesh is that satisfies in a way that And no offense if you're a vegetarian or whatever,
I'm not.
satisfies in a way that no plant nor earthly animal can.
Mhm, mhm.
And
Oh, it's a notion
she,
of a circle being closed, right? That like that the gods take from us and must be fed, and so is it
And
not
so
right and
in-
good that we do the
exactly.
same to them?
and she points at Hugh with the carving knife. And when the rest of you turn to look at him, he's just
no.
got blood dripping down, like a kid eating
Yeah.
mashed potatoes. And the skewer is just kind of like covered in dripping blood. It's dripping down his hand. Dripping down his
Is that something Hugh
hand.
himself sees, or is
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just,
yeah.
like,
And it's
like, what?
it's kind of something that you didn't notice as you were eating, like you're just
Oh,
so
yeah.
engrossed in it. And the clue you're gonna get is the clue as written is strange residue
See,
around an object, and residue is blood. um, and she asks Hugh, are you satisfied with that?
It helps.
Does.
I don't know if this can really bring satisfaction, though.
And so I appreciate your offer, but I don't imagine any mortal flesh or plant is gonna really give this the same kind of oomph. But you were talking about an investor? She kind of surveys everyone standing there.
well, I mean,
Maybe kind of like settles on Zeph.
who's probably not the richest of us. I
Well,
probably
mean,
am.
I meant by my contribution of this incredibly unique and magic seedling that I gave. That's no just normal little plant clipping. It's got quite some unique and original properties to it.
Yeah. I'll
which is-
I'll show it around and see if I can find a buyer for it, I suppose. I mean,
Maybe more
I can
likely to
definitely
eat
use
through the
it.
customers than it is
Yeah.
to satisfy the customers, though.
Well, back to my original question. Eventually, if we were to, on behalf of our employers, be able to broker such a deal to keep the police out of your hair, obviously make sure that you retain steady compensation, then perhaps you could tailor your advertising to selected clientele that say our employers. I think that your Godflesh bites are too good to just be given out to the masses.
Yeah, honey, I've had no need to advertise. But if you're saying that you'd like me to supply certain clientele, we could talk.
I just think that we might be able to direct the flow of certain groups, or if there's a group that we thought might benefit from more Godflesh bites.
I mean, anyone who can pay can benefit from more Godflesh.
Well, if you want to grow beyond a certain point, you got to make some alliances.
I just think they might be better to have our employers might want to target who they send Godflesh bites to and fro, and targeted advertising, as it were. It's worked. It's a time-old tradition.
Well, you just tell them to send them my way. I'll take care of them, no problem.
Well, yeah, just as planting the seed, as it were. We still have some investigating to do. But again, trust me, we're not looking to, especially now that I know you work here, I didn't know if I could deal directly with you or if I would need to talk to a boss that you report to or such.
If I had a boss, I would not be working on this boat. Let me tell you that much.
While this is going on, can I take a close look at the things on the skewers to see if I can identify what kind of godflesh they might be? What they might
Oh,
be?
I
Kind of
mean,
marbling we got.
Yeah, I mean, they look like. So, are you intending for this to be an investigation role, or you're just looking for information?
I was hoping to investigate at this point.
Interesting.
Because we need clues.
Yeah.
Going to try to remember to do the game mechanics.
Let's solve this thing. Let's close it up.
Yeah, tell me more about how are you just like looking at it, or yeah, tell me more about how you're investigating.
I think I'm looking at it. I'm eating the last bite of what I've got in spite of all of the blood and really kind of rolling it around in my mouth, trying to see if that gives me a good sense of it. Smelling it, using all the senses that are available, looking around to see if there's any raw flesh sitting off to the side to see if that gives me any clues.
Yeah. Let me check this out here. Yeah. I think I'd like to do probably a veiled roll here. Well, I don't know. Is this a? Let me double check something. Yeah, I think since this is your second time eating godflesh,
Yep.
and there are gods involved here, clearly.
Yeah.
What are you afraid will happen if you're unable to, rest your attention away from the food?
Well, let's see. If I'm afraid that I won't get a clue out of it. Instead, yeah, I'll just get too close to the grill and get burned.
Yeah. I think it will be worse than that.
Yeah.
When you get too close to the grill,
Yeah.
you will begin to feel the searing and sizzling of the meat that's on there, as if it's your own flesh on there.
Oh man.
as the hollowing process begins.
Oh.
This is going to be with communion, I'm afraid. Would you like to alter that -1 roll in any way?
I don't know if I have anything useful I can do. I have an ink blotter and a spider enclosure. If I wanted to get advantage on that. Am I at disadvantage?
Really
Okay.
thought giving you that spider enclosure would come in more handy.
Can you
-1.
send the spiders out to investigate?
I'll probably just have to burn a verse on this one.
All right, let's see it.
So 2D -1.
2D -1.
Oh man.
Could be an 11. Who knows?
Well, I couldn't see any way I could use either the ink blotter or the spider enclosure to help on this. Modifier -1, 2D6. 5.
That's a 5.
Yeah, I should have just backed out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think exactly that happens. As you're kind of like you're examining as you're like licking your fingers of the blood off of that, and moving to look at the rest of the meat there. You kind of find yourself a little transfixed as you're staring at the skewers sizzling on the barbecue, and you smell. Safety tab real quick just in case. Oh, right, it's backwards. Yeah, you smell flesh burning, and it takes you a minute to realize that it's your own. Like as you look on your arms, you start to see like grill lines appearing on your
Yeah.
forearms. and it will continue to get worse. Would you like to reverse on this one?
Yeah, I'll
Or
mark,
Push
just
on
die?
through. Just push on through.
I guess I'll mark yeah, a flashback to your childhood showing your first direct encounter with a god. And I'll handle that at end of session if I could.
Cool. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I think what happens then instead, as you're investigating the meat again, like finishing off the skewer you had, you're gonna get a regular old investigation roll, information move. Where's my list? There it is. I'll just do another condition, I think. Oh yeah, that'll be good.
Oh, I could
Yeah.
have used inspired on that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
True.
Next time.
Next time. I think you start reaching for the meat on the grill, not just for the skewer, but you find yourself kind of compelled to just like
yeah.
grab the meat that is on the hot coals,
Yeah.
and you kind of like feel your flesh getting hot as you approach. But before you like actually touch the hot metal, you're snapped out. Someone behind you. There's a voice. I don't have a name, do I? I don't think I do. You hear a voice behind you. It is a woman. Her yeah, that's fine. And she snaps you out of it and just says, "Mog Squamus." And you turn around and she's holding up a badge. And Mog kind of, she was also kind of like addressing the world as she was kind of talking to Bastion, and kind of snaps out of it and focuses on the Glottage police officer. And you see her face just fall and kind of like look at everyone, almost as if she's afraid that you brought her along and you were just killing time until she showed up. It's like, oh, and she like looks back at Bastion and just shakes her head.
I think Bastion immediately
Sebastian.
steps in and it goes like, "Excuse me, I am the representative for Mog Squamus here.
You don't look like
Can
a
I help you?"
representative.
Well, we were sent from I always forget the name of our fucking agency. I know it's biased, but it's
You can just call it like bureau as well. Or
we were
bias.
sent from the bureau to take care of some issues here since the Glottage police had not been getting the job done.
Not getting what job done exactly, Mr.
Sir Bastion Ward.
Sir, but who knighted
Sir
you? Sir
Bastion
Bastion
Ward.
Ward.
Well, that's none of your business now, isn't it?
I don't suppose it is. So, Mr. Ward, what's your association with the proprietor here?
Let me weave you a spellbinding tale. my
Once
new
upon a
signature
time.
move of hers, like, well, you
Never
see,
not
the
appropriate.
previous proprietor of this establishment had long been engaged in some shady dealings, which I suppose you probably should have known if had you done a better investigation. But your men just about cocked up a much bigger investigation that's far more far-reaching than this market. And luckily, we installed Mog Squamus as as a plant, an agent of sorts, so that we could have someone in the inner workings of this to figure out how far-reaching this is. Basically, you are screwing up a whole vice operation much bigger than you are even equipped to know about. I shouldn't even be telling you this, but I'm just tired of your men coming in here and screwing everything up and constantly getting in the way and impeding the investigation and making things worse, which is why we haven't closed it yet, because you keep getting your fingers in there and mucking it all up. So I'm telling you now, this is why I'm letting you in on the existence of this investigation, though I should not be doing so you can tell your men to stay out of the Salt and Smoke and any business they're in, so that we can complete this and see how far it goes and get to the top.
Cool. Let's roll with presence. See how the story goes.
And I will use my inspired this time. Thank you, Peter, for remembering that exists. Which that was it. I can't remember. Was it a +1 or?
That's advantage,
I couldn't remember.
I believe. Let me see. You can clear that condition at any time to gain advantage on a roll.
To gain advantage. Okay. I was trying to remember. There's something else I did that only gave me +1, but I couldn't. One of my moves or something. Okay, so we'll clear that condition to get advantage, because this seems like a pretty important roll here. So advantage and +2 again, correct?
Mhm.
So we're going with here 2, so that's 3d6. Kablamo, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That is a 9.
Complications.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Math is hard.
It is.
Great. 7 + 2.
I know, I hate math.
On a hit, they fall for your charm and will aid you in a task or reveal a clue, your choice. So it sounds like you want her to do exactly what you asked, which is leave y'all alone. On a 10, they won't ask for anything in return. Great.
Or, I mean, funny you said, because I was actually thinking we could get a clue. I could be like, so if you want to help with the investigation instead of impeding it, then maybe that will.
So I think the choice is either she does not mess with y'all, or you get a clue.
Yeah, all right, we'll go with. I mean,
So if you want a clue and then throw Mog onto the bus, that's
no,
totally fine.
because my intention was definitely stepping in to save Mog as well. So
cool.
We'll go with that.
She looks at you, and she's kind of processing everything you just said. And her name I wrote down, by the way, is Detective Josephine Farmer. And she, looks around the group, the motley crew of beekeeper mask wearing and tie. got the bag of fear. Says, Bureau, huh?
Flash my bureau badge. I guess we have badges.
I don't think you have badges.
No, what?
Made of
They don't
gum.
even
It's
give us
made of
badges?
gum.
No, you don't get badges.
Come on, we're the bureau. We're official.
Yeah, they're not really good at supplying people with things.
Make
You
my
have a
own
lot of
damn
props.
badge.
If
Considering that
they
we get
had a
our-
budget, they would hire not criminals.
Yeah. Like, we get our-
BYOB. Bring your own badge.
Bring your own badge.
We get
You
our
probably
have
assignments
lots of
from like
props.
just people on the street, right? Like, how would we get our badges?
Yeah.
Just like someone's like, oh, excuse me. This is-
What would she ask for in return? So you're asking her to leave Salt and Smoke alone because you have a bigger investigation going.
Salt and Smoke is part of it. They're not active.
Right. And
They're agents.
yeah, Mog is an undercover agent of the Bureau.
Yes.
And the cops are messing stuff up. So she believes you. And she says, and she kind of like drops the cop attitude. Kind of softens up a bit.
Coppitude.
copitude, and is like, look, I know what it's like having assholes for bosses.
Well, that we do for sure.
And I know
Tell them I said that.
You've got, I mean, if you're working for the Bureau, they heard. Cop to cop. I have a job to do here, just like you do. If you can do me a favor and just get I don't know, just get your superiors to just write something formal and send it over to the station. That's going to smooth over things a lot for me. A lot of cops in Glottage, they're not as dedicated as I am. There's a lot of cops on the take. That's why the investigation's been taking so long. Like you said, it's just a bunch of guys just stumbling over their dicks trying to make an extra buck.
You got it.
At the expense of, you know how it goes.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of things here. So,
well, and I'm sure
if
you
Mog
as
is working
well.
for you,
Mhm.
I can look the other way. I can even help out if you need, but I just need you to just get the Bureau to send my bosses something. Just send them some kind of documentation.
Sure. Of course, I'm sure you as a fellow fellow investigator understand with bureaucracy sometimes it takes a little time. I have to submit my request, but I will get on that today, getting that done for you.
And I can give you a day or two, but if they don't have something, then it's gonna be more than me just coming down here. And some of these guys, when they're not getting their kickbacks, or if they feel like their secondary stream of income is threatened, get a little bit jumpy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, totally. Get on that for you for sure.
All right. Well, sorry, custodian. She looks over at Mog. And Mog's like, I'm acting.
Exactly, Hugh. That's exactly what I was thinking. As soon as Josephine, is that what you said their name was?
Yeah, Josephine the farmer.
I was thinking exactly along the same lines as you were. As soon as Josephine leaves, I feel like I would immediately turn to Hugh and be like, "You're good at writing shit, right? Can you forge a thing?"
Hugh, let's get your investigation roll in for the Godflesh. I imagine you had a little bit of time to poke at stuff while this was happening as well. I think this is going to be insight.
Okay. Yeah, that is what I was hoping.
Yeah.
And shall I go ahead and let's see. +2, I don't think I'll need. Yeah, I would have to roll, what is it? 7 to 9, that's a partial success. So I'd have to roll 2, 3, or 4 to screw this up.
So the last roll you made wasn't the investigation roll?
Apparently
no, that was resisting the influence of the Godflesh.
Oh, gotcha. Dig it.
Moment. 2d6 +2 is 10.
10. Nice. Perfect.
Are you a god?
So let's see. What is
no consequences? Like no consequences.
Yeah, I don't think you see anything in particular about the flesh that you don't already feel deeply.
Fair.
I think after all this is over, I think it's Mog actually that who would be the most likely person that she would kind of entrust with a lead to her sources? Do you think that'd be Sebastian or someone else?
I would guess that was me since because of our history, and since I just fucking threw myself in what could have been a major consequence defending her against the cops.
Cool. So she's like Hugh, was it? or anyone, grab what you can. She goes over to the pulley and just like gives you a second to grab a skewer, and then pulls it, and the whole grill just like dumps over the edge.
Oh, geez.
Ah,
And she says, "Look, I appreciate everything you're doing for me here. If anything happens to me, don't tell him I sent you. But there's a place down the road, down the coast, Chapel of Lost and Abandoned Gods. A lot of stuff goes through there. It's a roadside museum of sorts.
but why'd you just dump your wares? I just got them off your back.
It's complicated. You know how sometimes you can't have, we can't store ice cream and hamburger in the same fridge, right?
I know I did not know that.
Some people got rules, and the presence of the cloak is offensive. If you know what I mean.
The presence of the cloak.
The cloak is the god that the cops use because they don't have enough funding to give everyone a partner.
right.
So they can like ask for they pray to the cloak and get little boons and stuff. It's the whole thing. Yeah, the cloak is basically a cop's god in Glottage. Yeah, she's like the presence of the cloak is if you see rats in the kitchen, just gotta throw the stuff out. That's all right. It's already in the morning. What are Zeph and Ren up to? Well, like all those other different jabers happening.
Well, I was thinking of using my power to. What's my power to? Enter any location without drawing suspicion or being questioned about your activities.
Brand recognition.
Yeah. But like I don't know. I want to pull the thread about this missing kid a little bit.
Oh yeah. So I think the kid was, let me see if I can remember. The kid was messing with an echo saint for some reason. And the talk, I think it was Carl talking. It's like things come back to you. And one night the kid just went missing with no trace at all. For those of you just tuning in, the person or the people most likely to be associated with that would be Jones and Company, the ones with the pit in a box, the chest that is used to dispose of things. But you can ask around.
Yeah.
What about Ren?
I don't know. I guess could I? Is there a cabin of the boat that I could have sneaked off to while that conversation was happening to rifle through Mog's papers?
Papers, interesting. Yeah, I mean there are. You could go below decks probably, if that's something you're interested in doing.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me think about that for a minute. Ren, what about you?
These chests that are submerged underwater. I think that Ren maybe while walking in the river, maybe
Mhm.
noticed something of them.
Yeah, basically those are yeah, that was the clue that you noticed where like basically that's where people keep goods that they don't want. Basically, it's a place where people store goods that they don't want folks getting
I wonder if Ren goes to the pox people and like wants some therapy.
at. Maybe, yeah.
I think Ren is like still, I think Ren has been like really like visibly and physically upset since burying
Mhm.
Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And now just has this like fear bag.
Yep.
And like
Awesome.
they're busy with this. And it's like, well, I wonder if maybe the pox folks can help me
Maybe, yeah.
with this.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Let's take a little 5-minute break and we'll come back and deal with those. Sound good?
Take it.
Be right back.
This is
With
also a
some
good chance for
Central
everyone.
Market root snacks.
Good chance for
Candy ginger.
everyone to take a look at your sheets and remember you have questions.
That's right. Let's see. Let's do the pox mugs first. It'll be fun. So as Ren is wont to do, they slipped away while all the hubbub was happening.
I have other personality characteristics. I just haven't discovered them yet.
Yeah, so it's late afternoon. Guttle and Croak have their little barge. Guttle is hanging out. Did you meet them before, or was that someone else?
Someone else did.
So Guttle is hanging out, just like sitting with her feet dangling in the water, kind of like staring at the sky, mumbling stuff. Guttle is a little kind of gangly limbs, seem a little bit too long, very deep, wrinkled face, beady eyes, a lot of like linen robes with fishnets. Kind of looks like a Driller Man person, but it's definitely not.
Best friends forever.
Definitely a box mug. And I think Guttle's the only one you see right now. And as you approach, his eyes kind of come down and fix on you, and I see your auras. Troubled. Came to the right place.
I mean,
I can see you're surrounded by evil spirits, or maybe God's had a taste of you. Is that what it is?
I think Ren,
here.
yeah. Well, yeah, I think Ren in their mind had been like scripting what they were gonna say, and that like threw them off, so they like let them go on for a little while longer. Well, not quite, but somewhat.
Mm.
I just wondered. I know those of you who follow your faith are generally pretty adept at maladies.
Don't
But
like
I was
the
what?
taste of that poxmotter's name on your tongue?
No, I don't mind. I just. Well, what I'm trying to say is, do you deal only in physical ailments, or do you also deal with those that trouble?
But if you got a bad back or a rash, Croak's the one you want.
Well,
I more deal in the ephemeral.
I'm just. If I had a friend who just went through something many might consider devastating, to maybe watch and feel, well, how do I put this? When I was a little kid, one time I was out in the front yard and I saw a line of ants. And
Pyrethrin is what you want for that.
I realized that I had accidentally stepped through their line and messed up their entire trail. And ants that had been following the one before did not know their way any longer and were just casting about, even though their sisters were just right in front of them, without the guidance that they had, without knowing that they had something clear and knew what to do, they I know we're not supposed to anthropomorphize animals, but I just couldn't help but feel they were a little lost. And also, I was jealous. I was jealous of their determination to keep going, even though they had no longer found their trail. And what I'm trying to say is that maybe I should be feeling more grief than I am, because what I have just undergone is some might say is traumatic. But what the thing is that I feel is a bit of nothing, and also a bit of missing the feeling of having something to do. I was just wondering if you had anything for that.
You don't seem like the kind that has friends.
Wow.
I mean, with the you
I mean,
gotta. There's a something missing. I
I
thought it was dark spirits, but I think it's just a hole.
a hole.
What are you missing?
I mean, well,
I could just patch it over for you if you like.
I have a friend that can script, who scripts his entire life, and I tried to script my own, but I was told, no, that is not your end. You must serve me. And I wasn't much for gods before, but when someone erases your pheromone trail and you're casting about, you cling on to any pheromone trail put in front of you, and you will take a corpse and you will bury it in a house you have never been in, and you will mourn them, even when there is no one else there to mourn them. And then you will beg for more. And I don't know what to do with myself.
Well, I can give you a quick smudging and a dance, but like starts lighting up a bundle of something dry.
I guess
It'll-
what I'm trying to say is there nothing uh maybe I do also want to turn this into something. I was checking off boxes, but and I'm all out of boxes to check.
You're to kick ass and check off boxes.
I think I'm gonna do something risky. I think I'll do a veiled.
Oh.
Is a veiled move? Did that get you clues? What can I do?
No, that's just that's just what happens
I
when
was
you
just
try
doing
something
something
risky or
dumb.
see something afraid.
Maybe maybe I do want to try to look for.
You can tell that he's kind of looking for an angle right now. He's like, you're talking a lot about stuff. I need to find something that I can get paid for. And so he's like, do you need a worry necklace or
Well, what do you have that can fill the emptiness?
Oh, well, depends on how much money you have.
I'm beginning to worry that maybe you also have a bit of emptiness in yourself.
Well, no worry about that. I
Are you for real? Are you one of them frauds?
odds. No, I have a great emptiness and a great hunger, and the only thing that fills it is other people's pain. So if you got something for me and the coin to back it up with, I can definitely do something for you. If you have a genuine pain in you, you let me know and point out, and I will take it from you.
Well, the problem is the lack of pain. I should be feeling. I watched a child die. I watched vines climb out of her face, and then I carried her corpse around, and then I buried her corpse in her childhood home, and that she was only a child, and I should feel more than I feel. But what I feel is a lack of purpose. I no longer have a child's corpse to carry around, and I'm not allowed to die. The
Are you looking for another dead kid?
Not exactly, but I am looking. Maybe I just want to feel something.
Well, that'll be Croak's business then.
Well,
if you want, step inside. I think he's sharpening some stuff up.
yeah. Guess I should go see Croak. Thanks anyway.
Oh no, thank you. Let's jump over to Zeph while we're going inside boats. Zeph sneaking downstairs while all the nonsense is going on above decks. It's dark. It smells raw down there. It's moist and a little bit stifling warm. There's it's a barge, so it's kind of low ceiling. Even you have to hunch a little bit to not bump your head. You see there's a hammock and a few baskets of personal items kind of over on one side. And on the other side, there's a low wooden table with various kitchen and butchery implements on it, hanging on the side there, kind of clinking as it goes. There's a bunch of like wards and charms and stuff hanging around down here too. There's that sort of like constant wind chime sound, but it's kind of muffled since you're below decks here. It's not very bright either. It's kind of dim. You're looking for anything in particular?
I'm looking for any additional information on the provenance of the god bites. Invoice, you know.
I mean, you can see, where the day's catch, I suppose, was prepared on that wooden table. There's definitely like a meat cleaver, and it hasn't been cleaned up there. You see the same kind of blood. It's kind of thick and congealed that was on Hugh's face and hands before. There's like a wicker basket next to it that's open. Clearly, like stuff was taken out of and prepared there. Not a very balanced meal today. Mostly just meat and sticks.
There's got to be I don't know. Is there a refrigerator full of meat?
No. It looks like the meat came in the basket. You mentioned this morning. So it kind of makes you feel like it's kind of like a daily delivery thing. It's kind of like a God factor box coming in every day. Or what's the other one?
Like a green chef.
Like a fish market.
Yeah, like a fish market.
Yes.
Like normal people would do.
Oh no, it's Soylent. This is like a god replacement.
Foliant.
Yeah.
Are you looking to make?
Is made of gods.
Are you looking to make an investigation roll down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of like insight.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless, I mean, it would be worse if I was to somehow try to like talk to her generator or something.
That would be worse. Yeah,
that would be worse. Yeah. So let's just do like a normal, as if I was a human being, like looking for, strange grass attached to the basket, or
yeah.
size
Cool. That'll be
12
2 dice
boots.
plus 1, unless you want to do something about that roll.
Is there anything? There. Is there anything I can do? I have a bunch of stuff packed with spare light bulbs. Can I throw an extra light bulb into a socket?
There's no sockets down here.
Yeah. As I pull on my insulated gloves so I don't get my fingerprints anywhere. Try to like look through papers with insulated gloves. No, I think just 2d6.
Cool. 2d6 plus 1.
Yes. Okay.
Ooh, doggy, that's a 12.
Are you a
That means
god?
that means you're gonna get a clue and a conspiracy clue.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Great.
yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah! Here comes Kool-Aid Man.
Let's see.
The Kool-Aid Man probably exists in this universe.
Yeah, he's probably a god, actually.
Yeah,
Everyone
God,
who
yeah.
believes in the drink, the Kool-Aid Man must be fed.
Special abilities, walk through walls.
I was going to
My
say, like,
God,
you
I
have
want to
to-
worship the Kool-Aid Man now.
we have to propitiate him, or else he'll collapse our house.
Tell me exactly where you're looking.
Um. Around the, like, if there's like a desk or something.
Yeah, that's a little bit too fancy for her.
Yeah.
I think the closest thing to the desk is like the prep table there with the basket. And like you see, like, you know, there's like a, you know, like a Wizard of Oz Dorothy basket, wicker basket kind of open. And it's got like the tops, kind of like the top kind of folds out and then the front folds down. And you can see there's like opened up butcher paper in there.
Mhm.
And then clearly, like, she took whatever's in there, chopped it up with a meat cleaver that is sitting there, and took it upstairs to cook. And as you're kind of like poking around to see what else is there, it's, you know, just kind of it's kind of messy. She doesn't seem to have like, there's not like an organizational system down there. It's like part prep area, part living slash sleeping area, part just like boat maintenance storage stuff, and like knickknacks picked up from the river probably. And kind of like, you know, there's nothing, you don't see anything down there. But when you go back to like make a second pass, you see that the basket is closed.
Hmm.
You're pretty sure you didn't do that. The clue is a small detail of some object changes when you look away.
Hmm.
So kind of conspiracy clues. Mhm. Clues. Yeah, I think you've been down there for a while. And what are the other two doing after, like, as stuff kind of wraps up?
We could probably turn around and have a, you know, team meeting. It's like, hey, where did everybody go?
I'm still there.
Oh, it's true. Right.
Yeah, we do have enough clues to do an even roll on that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think Q and Sir would be talking about the case.
Nice. While I'm looking through the list of conspiracy clues, let's pop back to Ren going
Yes, I've
in.
had enough time to figure out what I'm doing.
And there is like a little, it's like a shack kind of, it's less of a like boat cabin and more just like a shack built on the barge there. And there's a couple net hammocks, one on either side. One side is kind of like it's kind of like the unusual dorm roommates kind of thing. Like one side is all like, you know, blacklight posters and Jimi Hendrix and weed, and the other side is like Slayer and other blacklight posters. Like one side is kind of like, it's got charms and like dried herbs and you know, all sorts of like, you know, so there's a couple books there. Some like art has been like done on the walls. And the other side is where you see Croak. Croak has, it's very it's a lot sparser. It's very much less taken care of. And he's got again, it's like less of a desk and more of just like a work table. And
Nobody has desks
he's-
around here.
yeah, there's no desks on these boats. There's like a metal bucket next to it, and he's sitting kind of sidelong to it on a stool, like a low wooden stool. It's like kind of like creaking under him, and he is he's got like kind of looks like a very large fish hook, but it's like flatter. And there's a like a whetstone on the table. It looks like he's been sharpening with it. But as you walk in, he kind of jerks up, and there's some crab legs hanging out of his mouth, and he like shoves them in as he like watches you with these big bulgy eyes open the door. Just crunches away at this what looks like a whole crab, and he just like
Uh,
just stares at you with the big buggy eyes. Got a big old wrinkled pea coat on.
Yeah. Croak, I presume.
Yeah. And he picks up the stone and starts like.
Gutter sit me in.
What you looking for?
Well,
Something
I think-
removed.
I was thinking about having something put back, but I'm not really sure what I would want in its place. And I was talking to Gutter, and I'm not
Guttle.
really sure. Guttle. I was talking to Guttle, and I'm not really sure what I would want in its place. And
If you got something troubling you, we can take it away.
well,
But
that's
if you're
not it.
wasting our time, you'd best be on your way.
Well, I do have a question for you. Do you ever see people come in here after they've had some of those god bites? Looking for a clue.
Looking for a clue. Before
Figured it
he
out.
answers, let's roll. How about that?
Okay.
I'm saying presence. I will listen to arguments otherwise.
God damn it.
I
Why am I always talking to people?
don't know.
What is insight? That's just me looking around. I should have just looked around his office without him. God damn it.
You need to be following the Watcher in the Wings.
Need to
You're
follow the
natural.
watch in the
You like
wings.
talking to people.
No, but I'm not a natural.
You didn't get the inspired, did you?
I don't.
No,
I wasn't
'cause-
there. I was
Yeah,
swimming.
she was off
Oh,
swimming.
right.
I'll have to swim.
I thought I swam.
Oblivious to the
Oh.
great show going on their behalf.
Mm-hmm. Sup, Guttle.
Sup, Guttle. Yeah. So I just
Okay.
two.
2 dice straight up. Looks like yeah.
12.
More conspiracy clues.
All the conspiracy.
We're going to solve it this round.
Every time we look for a clue in even the most innocuous fashion, somebody's eyes roll
12.
back. Let me tell you about the
A 9.
A
Nice.
9. That will get you a clue with a complication.
That's how I do it.
Great. Let's see.
I live complexly.
So what was your question to him? Anyone with the god
Like,
bites?
do you ever see people come in here after they've eaten there because of what they've eaten?
Mm-hmm.
I think I am trying to figure out how to neutralize it, but
Yeah.
really I'm just looking for a
Um,
clue.
Yeah. He kind of he like reaches back into the bucket and takes out another crab. He's not even hiding it at this point. And says,
Nothing to be ashamed of.
we have folks come in wanting all sorts of things removed. Sometimes it's something they ate. Sometimes it's something they did. Sometimes it's just a piece of them they don't care for anymore. Sometimes when we take them out, they're still alive.
Implying that the crab is
Got something out of someone. These folks around here, they'd put a price tag on it, trying to sell it to the next sucker that comes by.
ooh. Ugh.
Just throw it in the river. You don't know what they've been eating. Sometimes things that get it want to get a piece back. So you throw it in the river. Better for it to drown than me. That's what I say. And that's your clue. An overheard phrase. Better to drown it than me. And he raises the hook to you. He's like, so what'll it be then?
Well, I should be seeing what my friends are doing. I'm gonna go back and join everybody.
Are you sure there's nothing you want removed?
I just couldn't pinpoint what it would be.
You've been eating on that godflesh.
No, I don't eat. Due to the nature of me, I don't really care for eating dead flesh.
Hmm.
I guess it's vegetarianism without the like self-righteousness part. Yeah.
He stands up. And if you want to leave at any time, feel free.
Yeah, I think I would like wander away. I think like
Yep.
mid him talking to me, I would like wander away.
All right.
Bye.
What's our
Blah.
Complication is you accidentally found another clue.
no, that was the other one.
From the exchange inspired.
I'm gonna sit on that one for a minute. I have
Oh,
an
goody.
idea. but
I'll
yeah.
forget.
Sit on it.
So yeah, y'all want to circle up and start talking about your thing?
Freewheeling.
Freewheeling discussion.
Where do you want to hang out? The Salt and Smoke
Let's
is
include Carl
gone.
again.
It's closed.
Yeah, I was about to say, track down Carl.
You can go
Where's
back to your
Carl?
shack in the woods if you
We
want.
do our best thinking around
We need
Carl.
to bounce some
Carl, what do you
ideas
think about this?
He's like, I'm not included in this.
off.
Yeah,
Not
you're
really,
one
Carl.
of us now.
There are no bad ideas.
No bad.
Here's
Well,
Any
my
fuck
idea?
off. That's not a bad idea.
Hugh. Write him up an official bureau badge.
Make him one of your props.
Oh no. So
Come
where
on,
are we?
we
meeting?
forcibly make
Yeah.
friends.
Deputized.
And is hanging out around wherever Carl is to have the freewheeling conversation an option?
I mean,
or
Carl's just hanging
not
out front.
really?
Is he getting sick of you guys? I don't know.
I mean, if he isn't
you had him.
dead.
You had him running around a little bit last time.
He was helping with an important investigation into a serial killer,
He didn't have to work.
and he didn't find the serial killer.
While you're kind of deciding where to go, you hear like the thumping of a helicopter coming from the other side of the river. And everyone, like, it feels like everyone in the market kind of goes silent for a minute, customers and vendors alike. And it gets louder, and you see it kind of just like appear over the tree line.
Mm.
It's clearly, you don't recognize the markings, but it's clearly some sort of military helicopter. It's not clear, but maybe there's like someone sitting in the the open side door with like some sort of weapon mounted there. And it just kind of like buzzes the market and like goes off up to the east. And that is your conspiracy clue. Military vehicle passing. No known faces nearby that you know of. Yeah, and Carl is just like, I think after it passes over, like everyone just kind of like pretends that it didn't happen and just goes back to their whatever they were doing. Yeah. Where do you want to theorize?
Of course, now it's going to be hard to negotiate with the product vendor because she packed up and left.
I mean, she's still there. She's just closed.
Oh, she's still there. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't mind where we do it.
Yeah.
You got your little
Just
shack in the
sit
woods.
on the dock, put our
Got
feet in the
your
water.
yeah, dock of the
I think the
bay.
dock sounds fun.
On dock of the bay.
Talking about the child that went away.
All right, this is a tough one.
So, what have we got? Extra goods submerged in weighted chests. Missing child that the market goers refuse to acknowledge. A vendor with no memory of a purchase. Strange residue, blood around the god bites. There's a new roadside museum, the Chapel of Lost and Abandoned Gods. A small detail changing. What was that?
That was the basket.
Ben looked away and looked back, and the basket had
Mhm.
closed when it was previously open.
And then better to drown it than me.
I got a hit on
And
that
while
one.
you're pondering, you
Yeah.
see over
Stop pondering.
where
Right.
Reveler Among the Ruins was, the Cat's Happy Feet. There's a you hear like a child crying,
Oh no.
and someone pulling a child away from Gaz's barge. The child has a like rainbow face paint on, and the person pulling him away is like trying to like stop them from crying. And they walk out past Carl, and they're just like, "We will find you something else for your birthday. We have to leave right now. You cannot have that." And the kid's just like, I want the thing. I want the caterpillar. I want the glow.
The glow.
Why are you trying to distract us from our freewheeling discussion?
No, please go ahead and have it.
I'm gonna
Oh,
get
no.
that kid, that caterpillar, if it's the last thing I do.
Now we got another mission. Discussion must wait. Interact with child.
Yeah, she
Mark
drags the
hates it
child
when
away.
we solve clues.
Oh man. So, and
So
what are we trying to find? We're trying to find an arrangement that lets them.
if you're doing the second one, how can the custodians take advantage of the opportunities the market presents?
Wait.
And that will let you resolve the assignment by negotiating an exclusive arrangement with the product vendor so they will not endanger
Yeah.
the public.
Yes. I kind of feel like the clue that better to drown it than me might go hand in hand with the goods submerged, in that maybe it, in the same way that they like boil lobsters live for the godflesh bites to have their finest effect, they drown the gods in the chests.
Okay.
That's how they prepare the meat before you cook it.
Mm.
Is that so?
Yeah. And I'm wondering if there's a common thread between like the details changing when someone looks away, the child seemingly, well, no one acknowledges, but maybe forgotten, as well as the vendor losing memory of something, and then the people
Yeah.
not being able to see the blood. So, like, there's some sort of weird
Yeah.
tweaking people's perception about
Mhm.
what's going on as it's going on.
Yeah. Which kind of thinking like of two possibilities for that. Where one, either that like whatever they're killing for the godflesh bites, like maybe when it dies, it's I haven't got. Do we know like? I mean, I guess they can't be killing gods for the godflesh bites, right? Because that'd be too big. So we don't know basically.
There's gods of all sizes.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe I'm thinking because obviously it's something godlike or something. So maybe every time I like kill one, since gods are so powerful, when that sort of like alters reality or alters perception or something, when a god
Yeah.
is
I mean,
drowned.
there's referring to the beginning of season 2 of the Silt verses. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched. There are some characters who are god hunters, who are hired to go kill this god over where they want to, like, do a housing development or whatever, and they do so by killing a bunch of their followers, and then like the god saint comes out and they kill it with whatever kind of weapons. So it is, and that's like a medium-sized god.
Yeah.
So there's also like gods of like, oh, like the thing in our backyard that's really cool. It's just like two people kind of like, oh, that'd be funny if that was a god, right? And then it is. Just like the little, and then there's Trawler Man and Saint Electric and whatnot, who are much more difficult.
Well, I could easily see it being just as feasible that godflesh bites are like saints or something related to gods, if not full gods, but still something that like when it basically two ways. I mean, y'all can either, I'm thinking when one drowns and dies, its death alters reality or perception, or the second one, depending on whichever one, like could it be that they're somehow altering perception so that you don't see that the godflesh bites are these giant bloody hunks of meat, and you don't hear the screaming things in the chest dying as they drown.
Or maybe you submerge it and kill it that way so it can't have a strong effect on the people running the market.
And these chests, like, this is a common thing that all the barges do, just to like keep stuff out of the fingers of curious.
And I guess the Chapel of Lost and Abandoned Gods is important here because it is lost and abandoned gods that are going to be the ones that are easiest to kill and chop up and such.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe it's someone's archive of the ones that got killed.
Oh man.
Because if they're lost and abandoned, they probably don't have many followers, so they're probably not that powerful.
Yeah.
And maybe putting them in the museum. I'm also thinking about like gods need worshipers. I don't know if I've only done 7 episodes, so I don't know if it's like Terry Pratchett rules, where it's like you have to have believers and followers. And it's
Yeah,
like
that's pretty much it. Like
the ones with dwindling followers are the most.
like
those
some
are the
gods
ones
kind of like come
susceptible.
around by accident because people are like, we believe in that cool rock over there.
Yeah, there was that one that like was by a joke, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and
they
there's some
made
that are, like,
a joke
deliberately created by for whatever reason.
Yeah, so they run on belief, and like I think once they end up in the like, it's like stock. Like, oh, this showed up in that museum, and no one else is believing in that god, then I better. And so it helps them die too, maybe.
So like a bank run, but for faith.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, stepping back for a moment. This is
Yeah.
a question we're trying to answer.
How can the custodians take advantage of the opportunities the market presents?
Oh, oops. I
Uh,
thought we were neutralizing.
Well,
Oh, I mean, you can answer either one if you want.
Good.
That's my question. The text of this specifically says that, you know, we can negotiate
about
an
that.
exclusive arrangement with the product vendor. But I don't know that we have a need for god bites that will like slowly poison us with the radioactive god energy.
Speak for yourself.
See, that's what I was thinking. The
Poison.
arrangement would be more like trying to use those against people, or almost like, you know, make.
Are we like the CIA all of a sudden?
I mean,
Right.
not all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're giving out exploding god cigars to.
Mhm.
That's where I was
dictators we don't
going with,
like.
sort of like the targeted audience of like, who do you want to get addicted to the drugs?
Oh,
Who
no.
who would it be beneficial to us to get addicted to drugs?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which gods do we want to get rid of?
right.
Yeah. So, do you want to be CIA or do you want to stop crack from getting onto the street at all?
It's like a insert the meme of the guy trying to decide between the two buttons.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, it just seems like, yeah,
It's hard to find an in-universe reason. Like we have to build some stuff up.
yes. Like,
I mean, the in-universe reason would be like it would look good if you gave the Bureau this, you know, weapon, whatever. it
Yeah.
is, right?
yeah. Would the Bureau be interested, or like,
Who knows?
It addicts people and it covers its own tracks.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
Gets rid of
ostensibly, the Bureau
gods.
is trying to, you know, keep people safe by mitigating the effects of loose gods. Ostensibly.
And this is definitely eliminating some loose gods.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I mean, another point of art, I think, in that wording is not only the aspect of, there's also aspect of like, by whatever arrangement we make, we're keeping it away from the general public. So it's
Mhm.
not just like, hey, everybody can come and eat these god bites and get addicted and it'll spread like a virus. And
Yeah. So the choice are
So-
basically like keep them away from the public, or keep them away from the public by putting them in the hands of someone else, maybe.
Could go wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing. Flawless plan. Flawless victory.
Yeah. But also, the first question is easier to answer.
In terms of just the complexity, right?
Yeah.
But we have at this point, how many? 7?
Looks like 7.
So we would have +1 on solving the hard one.
Or +3 on easy one
if we use them all.
if you use them.
Like, yeah, well, okay. So what do we have? What do we have?
So I'm trying to figure out if there's some way we can, just how we can use it. A way we can use to our advantage, but also satisfies the Bureau, but maybe against, you know, is there somehow to link it to another cases or something?
I think our advantage would just be looking good to the agency, right?
Mhm.
We brought them a thing.
Yeah.
So I think that at least is handled.
Yeah. So according
maybe
to the
by-
assignment, the Bureau is concerned that stuff at the market in general is dangerous. You have pinpointed the most dangerous thing.
Yeah.
And they just want to make
It's
sure that that's
you.
not sold to you know, cause further damage.
I wonder if we could do something slightly orthogonal to that. Like, can we subsidize MOG so that god bites just aren't being created at all? Like, instead of funneling the supply to our or a different buyer.
We subsidize the theater for Bog.
Yeah.
The hanging for the floating market has a theater now.
Finally, Carl
well-
has his dream.
So can we give her ownership of that festival that we wanted to create for the last that plant god? Even though it didn't work out. Yeah, how would that help us? Well,
But also, no, I just thought I was like, whatever we work out, if it's
oh,
going to be favorable to the bureau, maybe we could also then be like, work that so if the bureau has control over it, it's favorable to them, whatever, then maybe we could actually really get them to send that paperwork saying Mog is
Oh, yeah.
a bureau operative, so leave her the fuck alone.
Well, and that's going to be in their interests if they want Mog's operation.
Exactly. So that's a way we could get that done as well without Hugh forging it, which is also a fun opportunity. I mean, I guess, do we need... I mean, obviously, this whole game is filled with us being gray guys. We're not gonna, nothing's going to come out well. It's always going to be like, hey, we did a thing, which also has bad consequences. Like, do we need to specify, like, or is it enough to just be like, the solution is like, Mog will work for the Bureau, and they will submit her official paperwork, and she will do with the God Bites whatever the Bureau tells her to do with the God Bites? Or do we need a specific target? Like, okay, well, Mog will sell the God Bites to blah, blah, blah. And then...
I think as long as you're answering the question, how can you take advantage of the opportunities? I think that's, however specific or not.
To me, it seems the simplest path would just be like,
clues.
Yeah, it would just be, well, the clues are kind of...
Or how can it be neutralized, depending on which question you want to go for.
Yeah.
They mentioned that the cops in Glottage take bribes.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine there's quite a bit of protection money to be made out of these sorts of things. So let's become the mafia.
But as long as if we do satisfy the Bureau and they submit the paperwork, then Glodge Police will leave Mog alone.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't affect necessarily, I guess, what they do to anybody else at the market.
Can we go through the clues and use or rule them out for this?
Yeah.
For this end?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it feels like extra goods kept submerged might be irrelevant to this, although that might be, we could say that's the mechanism they're using for killing the gods too.
Yeah, that might be more for the neutralizing
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
than I thought we were answering.
Kill,
And a
killing,
solid case.
killing the gods in a way that won't drive people mad or whatever.
Yeah, it won't harm the followers. Because that guy forgot. Oh, there was that guy that forgot too. Anyway, I'm solving the other one. That guy forgot things, and
that was a god that was killed freshly, like above the sea. And then the missing child. That no one acknowledges the missing child. That might be Echo Saint sort of stuff. And unrelated to our case. Like, it might be that if you mess with an Echo Saint, bad things will happen and no one will want to talk about it.
I mean, it could also be from like a botched attempt to harvest an Echo Saint.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
They
we
wanted to
know
try
what an Echo
harvesting-
Saint is.
If you've listened to the podcast through season
Wow.
2, you do.
Wow, if you'd done your homework, you would know.
You as characters might not, but you as players might.
Nope.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
No and to no.
Don't go into a cave. There might be a bear there. Is the is the bottom line.
I feel like we as characters have heard enough about Echo Saints to know they're bad
Yeah.
news.
Or just like a saint of some
Yeah,
like
most
ex
Most
saint
saints.
out there, like someone's been fucking with. It's like that's probably not a great idea. Let's not do that. Oh, I just got some sort of like exotic jungle cat for a pet. Like, I don't know exactly what kind of cat that is, but it's probably not really good to do that.
Black-footed cat.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, maybe that's
tiny
good.
as fierce as fuck. Those are so
Cat is kill
fierce.
Maybe that's
ratio.
fine.
Such a killer.
So
Cutest killer.
the vendor having no memory could be like killing a minor god, and it messes with your brain.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I
You
mean,
don't-
yeah, I mean, it's kind of back to the original discussion, which I still thought would apply to this. It could be kind of explaining the thing, but because like there's lots of missing memories, which could all be the same. It's, I mean, missing child, the perception of the blood. There's like lots of things that seem to fall under.
As you
Fucking
know,
with
the
your
blood
memory.
was actual. Like that wasn't just perception.
The
Like, that was
lack
just-
of perception of the blood.
yeah, a lot of blood.
Yeah.
That was a bonus. Extra sauce.
Well, I think maybe a way which it sort of applies is, I mean, I think the whole thing we theorized can somehow work here. It's just putting it together, like, because again, the roadside museum of the lost abandoned gods would make sense that those would be the targets to cook for Godflesh bites, and so that puts it under the purview of the Bureau.
If they're killing.
Maybe working backwards. So like answering the question, how can the custodians take advantage of the opportunities the market presents? Like what answer would you like to have that, and then fitting the clues to that answer? Does that make sense?
well,
How
so,
can we take advantage of it?
so
Yeah.
so a couple of advantages that we have identified so far are using god bites as a weapon, turning god bites as a weapon over to our superiors. Is that the only two so far?
Also, it means it's kind of a double-edged sword for the agency in that it lets
Yeah.
them kill.
Kind of like making
rogue
Mog an
gods.
asset, kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could use this in some way to like get the Glottage police off of the floating market.
Oh yeah, I mean, if the agency,
Yeah.
I assume,
Yeah.
is working through or needs the floating market for their goods.
Yeah. Got a Whitey Bulger situation.
Oh no.
But you're yeah, there's no good or there's always a bad way to spin this. where
It's been the excellent, kind, generous work that we are doing.
yeah. Well, also I was just thinking, like in game, the effect of solving this is the custodians may now return to the floating market, triggering the journey phase to pursue unique opportunities. And it seems like having this as a safe haven away from both police and bureau might
A haven.
As safe as havens come in
I mean, let's
Silt
call
versus.
it a gray
faded
or
haven.
somehow faded. Yes.
A faded haven. Everyone's transparent.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and maybe like having this outside of both police and bureau interest would be advantageous to us.
That's
specifically.
true. Yeah.
So, like, if we could,
If you could present evidence that you have neutralized the threat
Mm-hmm.
without actually damaging the market.
Right.
That
and
would
then
be
getting a cut ourselves.
that would be you taking advantage of that opportunity for sure.
Yes, taking care of the market. I wonder if the Chapel of Lost and Abandoned Gods is either and or both a record of gods killed for food.
Yeah, Ren was.
Oh,
Or-
yeah, yeah.
was suggesting
or-
that.
or possibly a menu, right?
Mm.
Like,
Yeah,
what-
like next
which-
targets.
Yes, which gods are have fewer followers? Like, oh, let's go for this
Mhm.
one. It'd be fun to like go through like, oh, like this is a god of crossroads and deals, slightly nutty aftertaste. Like what is this?
Only
What's going
believed
on
by
here?
that guy at the shack over the crossroads.
Yeah.
Take care of that guy, and you got the god. Just by that guitar player
Oh,
over
did
there.
that kid was that kid the only believer
Oh.
in a god?
Mhm.
It was
The last believer in
the
the.
last believer. Although they disappeared, they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the story is like he posed a threat to the market, and they disappeared him.
A child?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by like drawing the saint to them,
Okay.
put him in the box.
I do not remember that part.
You could also imagine a child eating the amount of god bites that Hugh has. Like might have a stronger effect.
Tummy
Um,
ache.
yeah.
Almost latching onto something here. So the bureau's goal is they don't like that divinity related shit is being sold here, correct? Like that's their problem with the market. Isn't
Their
it?
problem is that the nature of the divinely afflicted wares being sold are not something that can be left to the police to handle, given a surge of corruption. The goods arriving along the river present an increasing danger to the inland population, kind of indicating they don't care about the people that live by the river.
Right.
Oh no.
So I'm see if I can work through this, because now I'm thinking like if we can convince the bureau, it's like, oh, luckily I have an old friend now who works there. We have struck a deal where if you will send this paperwork, the police will no longer be involved here, and we can be what am I thinking? The auditors of the market, and we'll make sure that everything's on down low. No more divinity stuff going on. Basically, tell the bureau like if they will send us paperwork, we will be in control of the market, and so we can, and that'll be an end to all these wares they're worried about. Tee hee hee.
Or at least making sure the cops
Make sure to
stay
include that in the paperwork.
Yeah, tee hee hee.
Mustache twirl.
But yeah, oh, that's good, Peter. Maybe we can see like, yeah, the problem is the corrupt cops.
We can make sure that all the best stuff makes its way to you.
Yeah, and be like, so if you can just simply send this paperwork, the cops will withdraw and they will no longer be part of the market. And we can make sure none of this corrupt things keep happening anymore. Because we will be the custodians of the market. We'll visit every month to make sure everything's on the down low.
I mean, yes. So, sorry, I'm not sure if you said that, but just to make it explicit, like the dangerous goods could be flowing out of here through the cops, right?
Right,
The
right.
cops are the ones who are endangering the inland by taking.
Because you saw that guy buying the bag of fear, right? Like that, the cop was like doing a sting operation.
Yeah, who would do that? Who would buy that?
Which meant, like theoretically, he could have like bought it from that guy and then taken it inland and like sold it for more.
Oh
or
yeah, we are
like maybe
very
the
bad
cops are like doing a black market thing.
World's greatest detectives.
So we take it over, get the cops out of here, problem solved. as far as the bureau is concerned.
how
So
do
we
these
just
clues
basically we
figure
throw the
into
cops under the bus. Oh, the problem was the corrupt cops who were
that? I mean, yeah.
Bonk.
Interfering with these good
Bonk.
businessmen and women doing
Bonk bonk on the
Exactly.
cops.
basically like the good businesses just wanted to do their legit business, and the cops were making them sell drugs, basically, or whatever.
Right,
Smuggling in drugs through the legit tchotchke business.
They're more like they were making their own drugs, and the cops were trying to distribute them somewhere else. It was fine when it was just those people making their own drugs.
Right. Yeah.
But getting them to inland people, that's a problem.
Yeah, they did want all the criminals to kind of stay in this area.
That's
so
true,
maybe
yeah.
That's part of it.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Mog agrees. All they got to do is send some official bureau paperwork, and cops are gone. No more cops in the
Okay.
market. It's a bureau market now, and we're
So
it's our territory.
let's
forget.
get some of these clues worked in then.
Yes.
Extra goods kept submerged in sealed chests under weighted nets. Keep them away from the cops. Like
If
that's
we
why they
use
were
it
there.
here, we don't get to use it for neutralizing.
No, we only do one or the other.
You only do one.
Oh, but what about the? I keep wanting to do the other one.
But what if we knew?
What if we do both? Yeah, we're hiding it for the cops. That sounds good.
no, those folks.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, we like this is the stuff we don't want the cops to get at.
Yeah. But all of the other
Soggy God
addictive stuff,
bites.
Yeah.
the cops get at.
Missing child.
Whatever.
I think that was just play Echo games, get Echo prizes.
Yeah, y'all messing with bad shit.
The vendor having no memory of the customer.
Okay, that could be because the
Go
cops
for it.
the
Yeah.
cops don't want them to remember. That's how the
Right. So
because
maybe
that's
the
how
cops have some like memory.
The cops have been
Altering
using
stuff. Maybe that's the
illegal
cloak. That's the
cloak
cloak.
god techniques.
Yeah.
exactly because then the cops don't want to have to like pay for the shit, so they like go ahead, let me look at this
Siphon it
shit, and they're like me. Okay, this is my shit now, and the vendor's like, okay, bye, have a good day.
Or just to like keep the corruption under wraps. Like even
Yeah.
if like, oh, like I
Right.
bought the shit, but like boop, you don't now there's no record of it.
Yes,
Like,
no
Yeah.
record of me
Maybe
buying the
it's-
shit.
Maybe it's
Follow the
not
trail.
just the like it's not just the vendor. Remember, like the cloak, like erased that transaction from reality. So like
So
it
yeah,
didn't
again,
happen, even though they have
Yeah,
the thing.
so
so it's a machination of
have
the
been
corrupt
using the
cops.
cloak.
No one can prove nothing.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah, it could be not just an erasing, but like a smudging of the memory. So it's like, oh yeah, someone was in here and took stuff.
Propaganda gods.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Season
it.
3, real scary.
There's
Real
3
scary.
seasons.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
know. I don't think I've
gosh.
gotten past like episode 10 or something yet.
2 new
Yeah, I
episodes
think
just
I'm on
dropped today.
7.
Blood.
Yeah, it's just blood.
Blood's just blood.
No,
I
it could be
mean,
something.
Who
I was just
doesn't want
joking.
extra sauce on their?
Yeah. Extra sauce for your
Kebabs.
barbecue.
Well, and the god bites mess with people's minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that was a
Um,
hallucination.
It was definitely not a hallucination.
What?
The absence of blood was the
Yeah.
hallucination.
Not seeing the blood. It's a
It was
hallucination.
a bonus.
I mean, you know, it's it makes sense. It's a meaty dish. It's gonna have blood.
yeah,
I mean,
it's extra sauce.
Extra god sauce.
God blood is delicious.
And to their credit, they don't even charge you extra.
I know.
Much sauce as
None,
you
none
want.
of the 75 cents for a little thing
No,
of ketchup
exactly.
bullshit.
They're like, you can keep asking for more sauce. They'll keep giving it to you.
Yeah. And they won't give you those little metal containers either. They'll give you like,
Yeah, you want a bucket?
Yeah. that's the crab bucket, other bucket.
You want a sauce bucket?
Mention of a new roadside museum somewhere along the coast, the Chapel of Lost and Abandoned Gods.
Or like Chronicle of Kills.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, again, I still
It's
think
the
that's
kill list.
it,
I
it would
wonder
make
if it
sense
has
that lost and
something to do
abandoned
with,
gods
like-
would be the easy targets to
Mhm.
meatify.
Yeah. And maybe its appearance started kicking up that particular business.
A small detail of some object changes when you look away.
I wonder.
Could
if
that be
the-
like a
well,
side of? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like if like the repeated effect of the repeated use of the cloak's smudging
Mm.
memory is like leaking out into.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
maybe,
it's
yeah.
even worse than we thought.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's not
Yeah,
like
like-
necessarily the godflesh, it's the godflesh plus the cloak.
And
Yeah.
if this happens here, imagine what would happen
Yeah.
if it happened to inland people.
I
Oh
know.
my.
Oof.
It
And
really
an
just
overheard
cannot be
phrase,
done.
better to drown it than me.
Wow. Weird crab people.
And that was with regards to just things taken out of people, I think.
Yeah, that was Croak talking about when they take things from people that they don't want anymore, or cut
That's why you
pieces
don't
off.
get to keep your gallbladder.
Yeah,
Because he throws it in the water.
you're not going to have these wisdom teeth. We're going to get rid of them because they could be dangerous.
So is he talking in code about the cops taking stuff from the market at that point?
Oh,
Maybe he.
because he was like,
Complaining
yeah,
about-
like most people would take whatever I took out and put a price tag on it. We just want to get rid of it.
Yeah, maybe he's saving. Yeah, he's saving it from being taken by the cops. Also,
Yeah.
because
Mm.
the cops would take it and sell it.
All
Maybe that's
right.
what it means
It's
by
all about
drowning it. Maybe
cops.
that's it. That's his submerged chest is hiding it from the cops,
Mhm.
so they don't take the shit that he takes out of people.
Yeah.
You
And
don't want to
All
give
right.
him
We are at 2d6 plus 1.
so many
Who wants to be
D6s plus
responsible?
one.
Got it.
I don't feel very responsible today.
Wait, whoever doesn't post a picture of a cat has to
Oh my gosh.
That's-
Oh my god.
I've already posted one to chat, so I'm good.
So many cute ones to choose from. Cat.
Chat. So many uses in chat. Look at that. Zesty.
Oh, kitten.
Oh, yeah, looking at what's happening. What's happening?
Oh, there's our black-footed boy.
Yay.
Boy, he looks like a kitten. He's so
Distinguished.
ferocious.
Okay, I'm ready to roll.
I was like, what is happening? I'm very lost in what's going on here.
thought
Zeph
there was
hasn't
a-
rolled in a while. You can
I thought there
We're
was a
gonna-
race to post cat pictures, so you didn't have to roll. But if Zeph wants to roll,
Oh.
So
2d6 plus 1.
2d6 plus 1. Okay. 9.
The Rand Corporation. So that's a 9. That is. The Rand Corporation, in conjunction with the Saucer People, under the supervision of the Reverse Vampires.
Another
that'll
one
give us-
of those.
That'll give us a 9.
I'm confused about everything happening in this game right now.
That was
Um,
the best named roll ever.
On a 7 and 9, the answer is correct, and the opportunity can be pursued, but there will be an
Mhm.
unwelcome complication to the answer, and/or pursuing the opportunity will
Oh,
become more
course there is.
dangerous.
That's fair.
Great.
Eh,
And we did not do Ren's complication.
No, we don't have to though.
We can
Not
just
little old me.
chill out.
All right. So that question is answered. Great. Anything? I think this is a good place to end this one, unless you want to do something towards that end.
Well, I'll throw it. Would
before.
it be okay if I did my narration at the start of the next session?
Yeah. Just keep it
Okay.
marked.
I'm just kind of cooked today.
Yeah. Just keep it marked, and we will take care of it at the beginning.
Yeah,
We can. That can be our opening scroll.
yeah.
Well, that'd be fun to do like a
Hold
flashback as
open.
the first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Session
thank you for
eight.
indulging me on that.
Open with narration. Cool. And we answered the question. Yay. Cool. Yeah. So we'll we'll close on the question and answering, and we'll start off next time with the narration leading into the resolution, or going to a different place. Who knows? Cool. End of session. Boom. End of session. Collect rewards. If the reader was not, answer end of session questions. Let's go ahead and start with Ren.
Did we complete an assignment?
No.
Yay.
No.
No? We
No.
didn't.
You answered the question.
Ah, damn it. Okay. So, did I encounter God, an angel, or a divine manifestation? How would I know?
Not really.
I'm holding this bag the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right. That's the yeah. I'm gonna write that down for next time too.
Nothing bad will happen. Do I put that in my little? I guess it's not really an item.
It's in the I put it in the notes section down there, I think.
Oh, my notes. But I did specifically try to go to therapy in order to be vulnerable with someone and deliver a
Sure did.
monologue about
Definitely
ants
did.
and pheromone trails and lacking purpose in life.
Croak is just like, why you're so sad about those ants.
Anyway, I had to go bother Guddle and Croak.
Cool. That's your 2 XP there. Moving down.
All right.
If you are, oh, look at that. You got an
I'll get it
adventure
next
coming.
time. I don't know what it is.
Make sure
Probably.
to note that under, yeah, there you go. Cool. Zeph.
Was I vulnerable with someone? No. Did I go out of my way to connect with local community? Local paperwork, maybe. But no, nothing. I got.
Did you
0.
engage with a god angel or divine? No, you didn't. Okay, great. No XP. Wow. Sebastian.
I did go out of my way to connect with, well, I didn't, no assignment, no divine manifestations. I did connect with local community, both, I think Mog counts as well as the cop that I dealt with. I
Officer Farmer.
did not get a chance to struggle with my personal faith. I had it planned, but it never happened, so no.
Mark that off. And Hugh.
I did not complete an assignment. I do think eating more god bites.
I do think that's
possibly
true.
getting
Yeah.
solid at all of
Fair.
that. I don't
Fair.
think I feel like I got 2 half points here. I was trying to get a monologue going about like how it is fair and right and good that we should eat the gods. But I do think Q was just kind of using the mission as an excuse to go and eat more god bites. I don't know. That's kind of half on. So I want to give myself 1 check mark in aggregate for those 2.
Yeah. Go for it.
Hey, Hugh's got a Hugh.
Bing.
Hello,
Bang,
Bing
bang,
a
bing.
bing.
Hello.
That gives me 1 unused thing, and I
great.
will take it back down to 1.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to, let's see. Oh, there's a custom journey scene I could write. Yeah, let me think on
Ooh.
this. I might
Okay.
default to increasing insight to the maximum than just a game.
Maximum insight.
I'm intrigued by the custom faith move and the custom journey move, though.
Nice. Cool. Let's do wishes then. We'll start with Peter. Stars and wishes. Stars and
Stars and wishes. Yeah.
Just wishes. What did I do wrong?
A star for seeing how Mog being best friends with Sir working out. That gives me a lot of that makes a wish of using that writing reality stuff in the future a lot more. That seems like it could be a lot of fun. Let's see.
Oh yeah, and I got a thing for Mog.
Oh, cool.
In the wings, so to speak.
Hey, wishes. I want us to get some journeying going. I want to check out especially the military saint that's causing the trouble.
Yeah.
And I wish also to see. I'm excited to see how we resolve the floating market now that we know what's going on.
Yeah.
A star for all of us pitching in on a very kind of hard to Sudoku solution. I like that we were all jumping in for that. Yeah, and a star for Mark for just delightful work as always, and lots of excellent, strong characters for us to bounce off of. And I want to give Nick a star for like using that conversation as a chance to dig into how Ren is feeling at this point in the story. That was cool.
Cool.
I think that's everything from me.
Awesome. Then it is to Heath.
I mean, it feels lame, but it's always apropos. Just the stars to everybody because it's fun. I
Yay, we all get
everybody's
stars.
everybody's just fun to watch and play with and throw choices and bounce shit around with. It's fun. And for some reason I'm exceedingly tired today for no good reason. I don't think I really have any wishes other than the usual, you know. I mean, I actually did have the questions in mind this time. It's just interesting because, you know, in a session, it's like, you know, usually you only kind of have a couple of times to really do something like that. So if you sort of miss it, it's just like, oh, well, you don't want to wedge it in and be like, but wait, let me struggle with my faith for a moment before we stop. But and yeah, I mean, I was trying to do what Nick was saying too, of like keep an eye on other people's questions.
Mhm.
I don't really think I did that.
No,
or at least at no point was I like, hey, you know what, you could right now do that thing with your question, but it's a good idea. So it's something, yeah. I think that's a fun concept to try to keep in mind everyone's questions in case you see an opportunity, maybe somebody else doesn't, to go like, you could totally struggle with your faith right now. I think that's it.
Cool. Ben.
Yeah, stars for being back. Yeah. And for everyone catching me up when I was, I'm both tired and wasn't here last week. So, yes. Yeah. Stars for Heath. I really liked the like Mog friendship. You know, potential enemyship there for a moment. And yeah, I really like Nick's conversation with Guttle or Croak. Or Croak.
Both.
Croak is the one who actually sounds like he's croaking.
That's
Right.
true.
Yep.
It's a nice mnemonic for like which voice did this character have again?
This one.
I was gonna say
I'm Twinkle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, last time you just me because I'm a different character thing last
Oh
time.
yeah, because I'm a different guy.
Why are you talking that way? Because I'm a different character. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, did you see there was an XKCD comic about like it's like, oh, how am I supposed to remember this number? Like 020518? And someone's like, oh, it's easy. Just think about someone answering like the first prime numbers and then getting panicked and getting them increasingly wrong.
Yeah. I'm so mad that actually works.
Yes. Yes, so good mnemonic for Crow. Stars. Actually, Peter, I don't remember. Did you do any? What did you do star-worthy today?
God damn.
It's
No.
like when you have to give
No.
every kid a
Yeah,
Valentine.
yeah.
Oh, I think I just committed to
Oh,
the bit of being
I was gonna say
addicted
the
to
God-
God
the
vibes
God vibes,
in
yes.
spite of my
It's true.
my
Yeah,
character's better judgment.
Yeah. And stars. Stars for Mark for keeping everything on track. And helping us.
I do my
I mean,
best.
especially that
Somebody's got
freewheeling
to.
conversation. There's a moment there where I was like, is this too freewheeling?
Have we freed
but yeah.
too many wheels?
Wishes.
Too free to wheel.
Better choices for me on questions for my session. I was like, I really want to be vulnerable today. And it's like, I've had like 6 hours of sleep every night for a week. Like maybe I'm vulnerable enough right now.
I'm just here.
Just existing. Yeah. Yes. Wishes. Yeah. I'm curious to see how we actually resolve this problem
Mhm.
And I'm really curious. The description of the new, like the war saint,
Yeah.
the giant bird statue. Actually, I don't know if it's giant. The bird, the
It's
living
a
bird.
saint, so it's a
Yeah.
good, you know,
Yeah,
assumption.
I'm real curious about that one.
I gotta say I'll save it for mine when you're done.
Yeah.
You're all done.
Yeah, that's it for me.
I'm guessing I mean, correct me if I'm like resolving. It's really going to be rolling, right? Resolving, it's really going to be proposing this to the bureau and just rolling to see if it happens or not, right?
Yeah, who knows? That's resolving is like doing the thing. So
Yeah, I mean,
whatever that entails.
we know what we've got to do. Now we've got to try it and see if it works or if we got to.
Yeah. And so far, you've only been communicating through them getting your
children.
kids to talk to you. So good luck, Nick.
Yeah, I agree with what others are saying. A wish for myself. I like at the beginning was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to remember to help everyone else with theirs. And obviously I didn't do that. I think my brain can only handle like doing mine. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna take Ren to therapy. I don't know. How do we be vulnerable? But I also felt like we got some nice like peeks into like Sebastian's past. I love the commitment to the God bites addiction. And I really appreciated, Zeph kind of going off and exploring. And then Mark, thank you so much for like really painting a world that's fun to explore. I was thinking during this episode, I was like, I really like the floating market because there's just you could just be like, I'm gonna go in a different store. It's fun.
You've only seen a small corner of it, really.
There's so many there's like so many little activities to do and so many people to meet. And
but if
it's gonna be like our
interdimensional, so that's
If it all goes as planned, it'll be like our interdimensional hangout was in the last.
It'll be your hub.
It'll be our new haven.
Yeah. So I just really enjoy the world. Yeah, and thanks for rolling with our couple brain cells. Yeah, we solved it. That was fun to kind of figure out what the God Flesh was all about. That's me.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, I wish I told Mark during this, but maybe sometimes I want to heat up some food during the break, so maybe more than 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't want to choose between peeing and food.
Well, that could get messy, yeah.
It could get messy.
Cool. Noted on the notes. Literally my notes.
Be nice. Not that I just like won't come back on time. It's just my other alternative. So do with that information what you will. I will continue my behavior.
We start when people come back. That's fine.
That's true. Yeah, it's not a huge deal.
Yeah, stars all around. Getting like, yeah, this question was difficult to answer. It felt like I'm not sure if it's like the way it was phrased or like the combination of like available clues to the question or what. Like it felt like there was a lot of, but it was fun wrestling with it and kind of getting to it. So that was cool. I really liked folks' scenes with their respective NPCs. Even like Zeph poking around like kind of like the NPC of the basement of the the barge is like, I did not think about there being other places besides where you get stuff on the barges. So what does a barge look like? Let's find out.
Yeah. That's cool.
Like what does a person who sells God flesh and cooks on top, like what does their boat look like? Okay, cool. So that's fun. That and the like going into the Pox guys stuff, kind of like seeing how getting the like Wednesday room split is fun. Yeah, great question. I'm glad we have a direction for that. We've let the other two assignments sit a little bit, so that gives me permission to like turn the heat up a little bit on those. That'll be fun. Yeah, wishes. I'm looking forward to seeing how next session goes. Definitely more journeying is going to be fun too. I have some notes from stuff that I'm at the point of the campaign where I have like, here are some overall notes that I can use anytime. So that's nice to have. Specifically in the Sleepless Warden, there are some additional mechanics that that assignment adds that I am very excited to use.
Mhm.
So, especially with this group. So,
Oh no.
that's going to be a good time. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Anything else before we say goodbye to the internet?
Goodbye, internet.
Goodbye,
Mark's gonna cut our
internet.
internet off.
All right, see everyone next time. Bye.
Bye.